I see your face in every sunrise. The colors of the morning are inside your eyes. The world awakens in the light of the day. I look up to the sky and say, you're beautiful. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 you're beautiful. Oh, 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 oh. I see your power in the moonlit night, where planets are in motion and galaxies are bright. We are amazed in the light of the stars. It's all proclaiming who you are, 'cause you're beautiful. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, 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 oh. I see you there. I see you there, hanging on a tree. You bled and then you died and then you rose again for me. Now you are sitting on your heavenly throne. Soon we will be coming home. You're beautiful. Oh, 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 you're beautiful. Oh, 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 when we ride, when we arrive at eternity's shore, where death is just a memory and tears are no more. We'll enter in as the wedding bells ring. Your bride will come together and we'll sing, you're beautiful. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 you're beautiful. Oh, 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 you're beautiful. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 you're beautiful, God. And how great, how great, how great is your love. How great, how great, how great is your love. How great, how great, how great is your love for us. And how great, how great, how great is your love for us. From the darkness I called your name, and into darkness your mercy came. You called me out, lifted me up. How great is your love. You bore my weakness, you took my shame, buried my burdens in fields of grace. You called me out, lifted me up. How great is your love. From the heights, from the heights of heaven, you stepped down to earth and in all sin perfection gave your life for us, and we are amazed and we stand in awe, for we have been changed by the power of the cross. And how great, how great, how great is your love. How great, how great, how great is your love. How great, how great, how great is your love for us. And in your kindness you lead me home, and in your presence that's where I belong. You call me out, you lift me up. How great is your love. From the heights, from the heights of heaven, you stepped down to earth and in all sin perfection gave your life for us, and we are amazed and we stand in awe, for we have been changed by the power of the cross. And how great, how great, how great is your love. How great, how great, how great is your love. How great, how great, how great is your love for us. We declare, Lord, Lord, as we start this Lent, we just seek to be aware of that journey that you took, journey to the cross, journey to the tomb, that journey to resurrection, and that journey to your seat in heaven where you sit right now. Help us to understand more of who you are and more of the lengths you go to mend your relationship with us, to mend the distance between us that no longer exists. How the season is fueled by that crazy love that we can barely understand and that we encounter like the tip of an iceberg. Help us to understand that love in a new way this season, in a deep way this season, in a way that we can then reflect that love to people around us. That love that's never been, that love will never be again, and that love that, as eternal as you are, continues to exist, continues to be just as strong and just as incredible. been, and there will never be a God like you, a love so true. And there has never been, and there will never be a God like you, a love so true. And there has never been, and there will never be a God like you, a love so true. And there has never been, and there will never be a God like you, a love so true. How great, and how great, how great, how great is your love. How great, how great, how great is your love. How great, how great, how great is your love for us. How great, and how great, how great, how great is your love. How great, how great, how great is your love. How great, how great, how great is your love for us. How great is your love.
Well, hello and welcome to our Ash Wednesday service here at St. James. I'm James Henry, the pastor here on the west end of Alexandria, and we want to invite you to this unusual, remote Ash Wednesday celebration. One of the things we do near the beginning of worship each time we gather is to just take a moment to catch our breath. Sometimes there's a reading, and today I thought I would just read to you a bit of Psalm 51, which is a traditional reading for Ash Wednesday. I'll be reading to you verses 15 through 17 of Psalm 51. Open now these lips of mine, O God. Give music to my soul, and let my mouth proclaim your praise. Lord, had you wanted it, I would have offered sacrifice to you, and in sacrifice you would not take delight. A broken spirit, a contrite heart, a humble soul, all these you tenderly accept as greatest sacrifice of all. Take a moment now in the midst of your day. Because we're doing this earlier in the day, perhaps you are at work already. And by at work, I may mean at your dining table or desk somewhere, but wherever you are, if you're joining us, whatever that place is, take just a moment to catch your breath. There are lots of distractions. As we continue to worship, we invite you to be a part of it with us across the internet. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keep,
light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. And 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 that is who you are. You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you. I worship you. You are here. You are here, moving in our midst. Moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you. I worship you. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. And 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 that is who you are. We declare that is who you are, God, this morning, wherever we're at, whenever we're watching this or in this moment, beginning this season of Lent, taking on ashes, even digital ashes, symbolically as the palms of last Palm Sunday are burnt, and a realization that only Jesus knew in that moment that those hosannas would turn into screams of crucifixion and condemnation. Being abandoned, hung on a cross. But little did those people know, little do we even begin to comprehend that way to the cross made ways for so much more. Made ways for our relationship with you, God. Made ways for these amazing things we can do in our communities. Made ways for your Spirit to move ways that just blow our minds sometimes. So Lord, we proclaim that way. In palms, in ashes, in abandonment or in struggle, whatever piece of the path we find ourselves on. We know you have both walked the path and continue to walk it with us. And it doesn't just lead to death or destruction or pain or abandonment, but leads to resurrection, leads to heaven, leads to your kingdom. All of this because of the way that you prepared, the way that you walked. Lord, we worship you and seek to be more aware of that way, more of that humility, more of that sacrifice. And seek to be instruments used to bring others to resurrection, others to your presence. How can we do that right now? In the situations we find ourselves in the communities we find ourselves in, we are open to that leading, open to that way. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are, and that is who you are, and that is who you are, and that is who you are. And that is who you are, and that is who you are, that is who you are.
As I was pondering Ash Wednesday, and the season that Ash Wednesday begins is the lead up to Easter. We have traditionally called this season Lent. In the end, it's a preparatory season to get us ready for Easter, much in the same way that Advent is a preparatory season to get us ready for Christmas. As I began to think about what this season means, so often we talk about doing pious things. We talk about practices that we do or give up. And I want to invite you in this particular Lenten season, beginning today and all the way up through Easter, to perhaps reconsider what things you might practice and how they might affect your heart's preparation to celebrate new life and resurrection at the end. Not to be focused on the end, but to be focused on each day and the preparation of your heart. So I chose as a passage to read today Isaiah chapter 58. The reading for the day, and I'm beginning with verse 4. Look, you fast only to quarrel and fight and to strike with a wicked fist. Such fasting as you do today will not make your voice heard on high. Is such a fast that I choose, a day to humble oneself? Is it to bow down the head like a bulrush and to lie in sackcloth and ashes? Will you call this a fast, a day acceptable to the Lord? Is not this the fast that I choose? To loose the bonds of injustice, to undo the thongs of the yoke, to let the oppressor go free, and the oppressed go free, and to break every yoke. Is it not to share your bread with the hungry, and bring the homeless poor into your house? When you see the naked, to cover them, and not to hide yourself from your own kin. Then your light shall break forth like the dawn, and your healing shall spring up quickly. Your vindicator shall go before you. The glory of the Lord shall be your rear guard. Then you shall call, and the Lord will answer. You shall cry for help, and he will say, Here I am. You know, as I think about one of the primary practices most people take up during Lent, it's a form of fasting. That is, you give up something that you really like. A lot of people I know do this. Protestants, Catholics, even people who are not particularly religious often do this thing, and they fast from something. It might be chocolate. I had a good friend who gave up beer. I have another good friend who gave up desserts, and this is a person who lives for desserts. I have known people to give up all sorts of things for this period of time. My concern about fasting is that sometimes it becomes a way that we think we earn God's approval. That by making these kinds of outward signs, that we somehow appease God. God wants us to fast, and so we fast, and it makes us all the more acceptable, all the more lovable to God. And I don't think that's at all what fasting is about. One of the things we would normally do if this were a usual Ash Wednesday service is we would impose ashes on your head. And by imposing ashes, just a fancy way of saying, I would put palm ash in the form of a cross upon your forehead. And it would be, I would say something to you, remember that you're from dust, and to dust you'll return. Or something about your impermanence, your mortality. It's a reminder that we're finite beings, and that God still loves us despite our finitude. In fact, not despite our finitude, because we're finite beings. Fasting is a way to remind us, first of all, that we are finite. We do get hungry. It reminds us, as the stomach growls, that normally we would be eating food. Fasting is a time to get back a little bit of the time in our day. Think about it. If you gave up one meal a week, the preparation time for that meal, the eating time for that meal, and the cleanup time for that meal goes away. Unless, of course, you're fasting and feeding other people, and then you have to still do all the same things, only without eating it. And perhaps that's a moment to reflect on what it must be like for people who can't afford to eat themselves. I don't know. In the end, this opportunity, whatever practice you take up in this season, is meant to bring you closer to God. Not that God is ever far from you, but your sense of how close you are to God is often off. So fasting is a reminder of your dependence upon God. It's an invitation to remember that everything you have is a gift. It is a grace. So often we think of things as deserved. We deserve God's love. We deserve all these things. It's not deserved. It's simply a gift given to you for no apparent reason whatsoever, except God is love and God chooses to do it. It's an opportunity for us to say, I want my heart to be in the right place. Perhaps you're fasting or giving up something. If you choose that as a practice this season, would be an opportunity for you to choose to give something away during this season as well. Perhaps this is an opportunity, as the Isaiah text suggests, to This is the fast the Lord desires, to feed the hungry, clothe the naked, bring the homeless into your own house. Now, most of you are probably not going to do some of those things. I'm probably not going to do some of those things. It's COVID-19. You can't just bring anybody into your house. But you can impact the world in which you live. You can use kind words. You can donate to a local charity. You can, as a part of your Lenten fast, give to the Amazon wish list for the West End Food Pantry. You can donate to missions at St. James, which at this point all goes to purchasing food for the West End Food Pantry to feed our neighbors. Each week, feeding, upwards of 60 families. Last week it was almost 100 families that we fed. 99 families were fed by our West End Food Pantry because of folks like you. The practice that you do is not so everyone can see it. It's not so you can feel better, look at me, I'm fasting during Lent. It's instead to open yourself up to how God might use those moments of letting go of food, of letting go of some other habit, in order to bring you closer, to shape you more in the shape of God. Because the shape of God is outpouring. God is constantly giving God's self away to us in lots of different kinds of ways. So as you choose for yourself in this season, beginning today, choose carefully something that you think might not only impact yourself and your relationship to God, but the world in which we live. Let's take a moment together to pray for the world in which we live. Gracious and eternal God, what a gift it is to live in this place, in the spaces we find ourselves. And the very breath we're breathing right now is a gift from you. Each meal, however many we have per day, each meal is a gift. These bodies, this person that you've made, is a gift, meant to be given away just as you give yourself away to us. Help us to look around ourselves in this world you've given us, to see what's needed, and to step in, to be the person you call us to be in these moments. We ask it in the precious and holy name of your Son, Jesus. Amen.
The Lord bless you and keep you, make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. Lord, turn the Lord turn his face toward you